So I do think this already gives us some information, right? Milo, it's so Milo. He's probably behind this prank. Has to be. Or maybe Rylee or Mom? No, that's insane. I rub my temple, my brain's spinning. You got to be kidding me. Who even is unknown? Why is Anthony on the list and last of all people? And Milo, does that mean he actually... Nope, not thinking about this. I'm sure it's just an elaborate prank, right? Somebody clearly has too much time on their hands. It's going to be like that. I flop back on the bed, face buried in plush. I mean, I wouldn't actually think like this because I would actually be with a lot of anxiety and concern because I would be seeing like my phone was getting apps and stuff like that. I'd be like, what's going on here? I flop back on the bed, face buried in plushes, heartbeat loud in my ears. Whatever I did in a past life, it must have been something serious. Sleep finally wins, pulling me under before I can spiral into conspiracy territory. Pancakes. I mumble, slowly sitting up in my bed. What time is it? I reach for my phone, blinking slowly as my eyes readjust to the sunlight seeping through my blinds.
Hey you, wake up. You're late for class, I think. I made you pancakes.
He yells out from the kitchen. I slap myself awake and run over, witnessing Anthony while he sits down to eat. I sit across from him to have breakfast as well, just like we've done for quite a while. I take into view of the pancakes that stand right in front of me, the maple syrup making the pancakes shine as if they were from a commercial. Yeah, I have like when I like in here where I am, we do not eat pancakes as like a common type of breakfast. But when I lived in the US, it was a common thing to have pancakes. And I noticed that a lot of people like to have the maple syrup on top and then like a little bit of butter on it. I cannot have that. Like I had to always ask, do not put butter on it. Because the pancake in itself already has butter, do you understand? And the mix of the maple syrup and the butter, it was just, I couldn't like... Yeah, I had like every time we would go out, I would have to ask, like, please do not put butter on top of it. Like, oh, but apparently you kind of like the pancake like that. But I always feel like I cannot eat it like that. It's crazy. It's like the mixture of the sweet and the fat. Do you understand? It's like, no. I don't know how to put it in another way. My hand leaps to dig into the food. Fuck, I'm starting to drool. I need to act fast. My fork stabs the soft golden brown pile, taking a huge chunk out of it. I chew slowly, making sure to savor every last piece of it. I look back up at Anthony, who patiently nibbles on his food. So good. Last night's memories suddenly flood my brain. I have to confirm that whatever happened last night was indeed true. I'm determined to do anything necessary to prove it. Hey Anthony, let's say I pathetically get hurt. What would you do? Anthony pauses mid-bite, his fork hovering in the air as his dark eyes shoot up to meet my unnerving gaze. His expression is almost unreadable for a couple of seconds. To my own surprise, he just smiles. The corner of his mouth twitches at my words. Is he enjoying this?
It depends. What are you talking about? Let me think. Physical, emotional. Someone saying your outfit's fugly?
I mean, it's very easy for people to hurt you in an emotional way. In fact, that's what you have the most in our own era. Like, people are not understanding this. We came out from physical type of wars to now just hurt people in an emotional way. We keep just hurting people with judgment, with toxicity, with creating fake rumors and gossiping, and even like just bullying with words. So emotionally is something that you are getting quite a lot in our own days. So yeah, I mean, getting hurt in an emotional way, it's kind of a common thing for us right now. You get it every day, even from your family, your friends, and even more from social media. My shoulders tense up at his response. I awkwardly chuckle, trying to play off what I said as a joke. You know, silly questions.
I don't like violence, but if it happened, I'd make sure they regret it. I'm sure it'll never happen, though, right?
I see the room slowly closing on me, breathing becoming more of a struggle as the seconds pass. I feel the air running out of my lungs as if I were choking. I manage to cog out an anxious chuckle, my fingers gripping the tablecloth. It's good to know I've got someone by my side. Good thing no one is after me then, haha. You're serious, aren't you? I think maybe I'll try to do this guy. So it's good to know I've got someone by my side.
Don't worry about it, Yo. Is anyone giving you problems?
Oh, no, nothing like that, Anthony. Later that morning, I meet up with Rylee in the art studio. The sunlight filters through the tall windows, bathing the room in a soft light. He's already there, sketching on a large canvas. His golden hair catches the light, giving him an almost ethereal glow. I pause for a moment, considering him and the sketch I saw. I think about how it was probably nothing concerning, and how, if I'm wrong then, acting coldly towards him will only make things worse.
Hey, you made it.
He doesn't look up, a small smile playing on his lips. I set my back down, suddenly nervous. Yes, sorry, I'm late. Rylee looks up then, his sharp green eyes locking onto mine.
You're not late. I just like being early.
He gestures to the seat beside him, and I hesitate before sitting.
So, I'm guessing you haven't had time to think much about our project yet.
I have, sort of, just not a lot. Yeah, kind of like that. He smiles, soft and inviting.
That's why there's two of us, right?
We work in silence for a while, but I can't stop sneaking glances at him. He looks so focused, so confident in what he's doing. I, on the other hand, feel completely out of my depth. After a while, Rylee breaks the silence.
You okay? You seem distracted.
I am always distracted by the peas on your hair, dude. It's bigger than me. I don't know how to say it. I nod absent-mindedly. We spend the rest of the afternoon researching symbolism in flowers, and Rylee's enthusiasm is contagious. He has this way of looking at art that makes even the simplest detail feel profound. You know, you remind me of this flower. What flower? Huh? He blinks.
What?
I shrug, a soft smile on my lips. Camellia japonica. Strong, vibrant, and hard to ignore. I wouldn't actually relate him to that. In no way. And especially because the camellia is very related to someone that you love. So, no, I would not pick that one. His cheeks heat up and he quickly looks away.
You really think so?
I don't, but I have to say I do. My voice is quiet but certain. When the session finally ends, Rylee reaches into his bag and pulls out a small notebook.
Here, take this. It's got some notes and sketches I made for our project. Maybe it'll help if you get stuck?
I'm about to turn and leave when a voice cuts through the hallway.
Well, look who it is.
Oh, I bet
The
it's Carl.
man, the myth, the maestro.
Yeah, it has the same voice. A guy with a sharp, knowing smirk leans against the wall opposite the door. But he's also the guy that probably knows the three of them better. Do you understand? He knows what the three of them have been doing. Which is also curious.
Cal, what are you doing here?
What? I can't visit my favorite artist? Anthony hates me too much to hang out, and Milo's been hovering around our friend here like a particularly anxious hawk. Figured I'd ambush the one friend I have left.
His eyes, full of playful curiosity, land squarely on me.
And you must be them. Riley's new project partner.
Riley's new project partner. The way he's saying it. He says the last two words with a teasing lilt that makes Rylee blush.
Don't look so startled. Your reputation precedes you. I'm Cal. We sort of met over the phone.
The wrong number called, the maid outfit, it all clicks into place. Now I kind of want to ask him, why did you need a maid outfit though? Because we know that was like a fake call. That was just he making up something. Now I kind of wanted to ask about that. Right, the deluxe package.
See? You remember. Anyway, I won't keep you. Just wanted to finally put a face to the name. See you around.
With a final wink, he pushes off the wall and saunters down the hall, leaving a slightly flustered silence in his wake.
Sorry about him. He's, a lot.
It's okay. He seems interesting. How do you know him? Maybe just a little. This will make me look like I'm interested on him. This would be the most evasive one. This might bring me more into Rylee stuff. Okay, maybe just a little. The day passes in a blur, my classes offering little distraction from the chaos spinning in my head. But the time classes and I'm exhausted but still relentless. My phone buzzes with a call from Milo. Hurriedly, I pick it up.
Park again? You seem off lately.
Sure, usual spot. Under the soft glow of the streetlights, Milo is already waiting on the bench when I arrive. He has a cup of coffee in one hand and his usual lopsided grin on his face.
You look like you
Loop-sided,
haven't
sorry,
slept.
loop-sided. You look like you haven't slept, okay. His tone is teasing, but his eyes are full of concern. Thanks, just what I needed to hear. He chuckles, but the humor quickly fades.
Seriously, you. What's going on? You've been distant.
I glance at him, my heart sinking. Milo has always been able to read me too well, and now, with app's results fresh in my mind, I feel like I'm walking a tightrope. How am I supposed to act normal when he's literally ranked at the top of a list of people willing to kill for me? So I've just been stressed out about school, you know how it is. Your hair is going to turn gray from worrying so much. I kind of want to say the second, but I think it's going to pull us into his route. That's the thing. Because as friends, you kind of tend to talk more like, oh, you know, and your hair is going to just turn gray if you just keep worrying about me, you know. So I would probably say it more like that, but I don't know if it's going to push me into like into his
Then so
route.
be it. You sure you're all right?
I fight to look normal, dredging up a soft smile from the depths of my heart. The thing is that I was like thinking that the first one could seem too much vague and false for someone that knows us so well. And he could like look at it and feel like you are hiding something from me. Yeah, fine, just school, you know, the usual. Milo studies me for a long moment, then nods slowly.
If you say so.
The silence that follows is almost comfortable, save for the nagging thoughts in my head. Finally, I blurt out. Milo, do you think it's weird to, I don't know, do extreme things for someone you care about? His brows furrow.
What kind of extreme things are we talking about?
I hesitate. Like, fighting for them? You know, protecting them? That sort of thing? Milo's expression softens and he leans forward, resting his elbows on his knees.
I think if you care about someone enough, you do whatever it takes to keep them safe. That's not weird. That's just love.
Yeah, love is a very scary thing. It's something you learn with the years. Love can be a very scary thing, and especially when you are like doing games like this with yanderes. Like, when I was younger, I would think love was just a very beautiful thing. But along the years and things passing by, you start understanding that love is not that really beautiful thing. Love can be a very scary thing. The word hangs in the air between us, heavy and unspoken for so long that it almost feels foreign. My chest tightens and I look away, staring at the darkened trees. Right, love. Milo straightens, his gaze still fixed on me.
You. Is there something you're not telling me?
I sigh and shake my head. It's nothing, just a lot on my mind.
Okay.
His voice is quiet, but his eyes tell me he doesn't believe me. When I arrive home, I immediately look through my notes, not on subjects I have to study, but about the 4 people listed in the Heart Echo app. I know I shouldn't play into it. Clearly, it's an elaborate scam or some wild attempt to steal my data. But seeing everyone's names on there and how detailed the information is, I can't help myself. Murder, though, is it really possible for them to do such a terrible thing? Only one way to find out. I cross off the unnamed person and try to focus on the others. Milo, my protective childhood friend. Rylee, my shy project partner. Anthony, my closed-off roommate. The name that intrigues me the most is... I can choose like none of them, because maybe if you choose none of them, you get into Carl's route. The thing is, like, they said to us in the demo that you would only have like 3 love interests in here. So picking none of them is probably not going to be the best for the demo. And I already told you that I was kind of like probably going into Anthony. This has nothing, let me tell you, this has nothing to do with their visuals. In fact, in terms of visuals, maybe Cal is actually the one that I would consider the most. It has to do with little things of like personality and stuff like that. And me thinking about if I would actually trust more the guy that actually seems a little suspicious. Yes, but I would prefer the guy that would come up to my face and say it into my face than the guys that are just trying to go around and not actually tell it into my face. Do you understand? So like, I'm like, I would probably trust this guy the most. My hands are shaking enough that it takes a couple of tries for my finger to properly tap the button on screen. Anthony. I chose Anthony. Heart Echo mentioned he was relatively sane and the least likely to murder in my name. I don't know him super well yet, but he's been the perfect roommate so far. Respectful, dependable, and willing to meet me halfway with all of those chores around the place. Yeah, he also has like all of that in favor, and he seems kind of like concerned about her, him, they, whatever. But my thing is that it's like I look at him and it's like I think I know what he's capable of, and the other ones I do not know, and it gives me a certain distress. So it's like you may be choosing the one that is going to get you into that rabbit hole, but it's like, you know, it's a more certain path than the other ones. I don't know how to put it in another way. Well, if you ignore how often he hogs the washing machine. He's kind of intimidating though, so sometimes I'm not sure what to say to him, or even if he even wants to talk at all. Or maybe the scales are so skewed that even having the lowest threat level still means he's just that, a threat. Well, I think last night just took the top spot on my worst sleeps ever leaderboard. Really. Somehow I managed to cobble a few hours of sleep together, but as I sit up and stretch, I feel like my body forgot to do any real resting. Thoughts about Heart Echo, the deranged things I read on it, kept bouncing around in the corners of my mind like those retro DVD screensavers. All the frantic pacing around my room must tucker me out, because my body hits the bed before I can even process what's happening. 2 firm knocks rap against my door. I jolt into the air, muscles seizing. I barely manage to hold in an undignified yelp. You aren't gonna snooze that alarm a 5th time, are you? Yeah, I think you only had like the full voice acting was probably just for the prologue. There's a lot of games that do that, and I actually think it's pretty cool that they are saying it in the description, because I played demos that I thought, like, I played the demo and the demo was full voice acted. Then I thought the game was going to be full voice acted. And they weren't. And there was like no indication, no description. They were just like saying, oh, it's full act. No, it wasn't. Like, why are you like deceiving people with that? You know, like, I hate that. So let me tell you, I think I don't like this is to be released, okay, to be announced of the release date. I do not know if the game is going to actually be fully voice acted, but they did specified and said that the demo only had the full voice acting until the end of the prologue. Okay. Anthony, at the sound of his voice, the cavalcade of emotions. I do not know this word either. Cavalcade of emotions. I felt last night flood back into me. Is he dangerous? The app says so. Am I even safe in my own dorm anymore? Dreamland's closed for the day. Come on, got something for you out here. He sounds just how he always does. But there's another thing that goes on with Anthony, which kind of leaves me a bit like, I don't know, thinking about it. He was appointed to be our roommate by Milo. And that leaves me wondering too. Okay. Like, and Milo is kind of like a stalker. So he's also a way to give information to Milo. So like, yeah. I shake my head, hoping it will clear my thoughts. I might be putting too much stock into the random malware that installed itself into my phone. It's curiosity that grants me the strength to emerge from my blanket cocoon. Outside, I spot Anthony lounging on the couch, nursing a drink. Something hot, judging by the little tendrils of steam wafting up from the top of the mug. There you are. Here, sit, drink. I pad my way over to the couch. Footsteps muffle my fuzzy socks and take a seat next to my roommate. It's hot. Here, I'll hold the front. You can grab the handle. Anthony gingerly hands me a hot mug of coffee. The mug is small, a fact I register as my hand brushes against Anthony's to secure it. I almost drop the tiny thing when I feel how hot his fingertips are, near scalding as he holds the mug steady for me. Thinks I'm gonna need this if I aspire to be anything more than a zombie shambling around campus today. Anthony lets out an affirmative grunt as I bring the caffeinated goodness to my lips. I make a positive noise of my own. This is a pretty good cup of coffee. It's also kind of cool that he knows how to make stuff in terms of drinks and food and, you know, like it. But it also makes me think he might like put stuff in there. You know? I mean, but all of them are like dangerous, right? So it's like, it's perfect. How'd you guess the right amount of milk and sugar to add? Anthony shifts on the couch. Yeah, maybe he's like the data collector type of guy. You mentioned your coffee order during one of your post-class rambles. I improvised with that in mind. I didn't think Anthony really paid much attention when I went on about my day. I don't even remember when I told him that little tidbit. Mission accomplished then. This is delicious. Maybe I can save a few dollars and skip the cafe every now and then, since I have a barista living in my dorm. I can grab some nicer ingredients if you want. Flavored syrups, better grounds, that sort of thing. I think I like that, and you might too. I mean, black coffee? A little sweetness won't kill you, you know. Unfortunately, I cannot drink black coffee anymore. My god, I'm sad. Yeah, I can only drink decaf because I have a disease, okay? And which is like inflammatory. My whole body just gets inflammation with anything. It's just like that. And I love coffee. I love to drink coffee in the morning. And apparently, because of this situation, the coffee started inflamming. How do you say it? My sorry, I need to, I forgot the name. I know the name. It's just I forgot momentarily. Bladder. Okay, that's it. It started inflamming my bladder, and unfortunately, I cannot drink coffee anymore. It's like so sad, honestly. So yeah, it's been like decaf all the time, but because of the caffeine. So every time they talk about coffee, I'm like, oh, because I want to have that taste back again. I do not feel like decaf is the same thing. It's not. Tastes alright, it works. Never needed to try anything else. I make a face. I didn't like it at first either, too bitter, but I keep trying. Everyone goes crazy for the stuff. I wanted to know why. I found out eventually, once you overcome the bitterness, there's all kinds of notes, nuts, chocolate, spice. They are faint, but there. Coffee is complex. Instead of appreciating it, people dilute those flavors. They brute force the bitterness away with sweetness. It's true, yeah. Well, I do not drink my coffee like really black. I always put like a bit, but it's like a bit of sugar on it to give it some taste. And I also kind of like cappuccino too. I like cappuccino too. I think this is the most Anthony has ever said to me. I want to keep the moment going, but a horrible realization hits me. The fact that you got all that from instant coffee is seriously impressive. I still think it's worth introducing you to all the delicious flavors in the chocolate factory, Charlie, but maybe later. Looking at my phone reminds me of how close I'm cutting it before my next class. You might have been right about all that snoozing. I'm gonna have to book it to make it to class on time. It pains me, but I get up from the couch scanning from my book bag. Wait, you didn't need any... No time, the coffee will sustain me. Trust me. I can almost hear Anthony's eye roll as I race to grab my bag and rush out the door. By the skin of my teeth, I made it to my art history lecture on time. If I didn't have caffeine bumping through my system, I still don't understand. Why did we pick it? Those classes. Did you understood why? Like, confusing. Sorry, if I didn't have caffeine bumping through my system, I probably would have passed out from exhaustion with how fast I sprinted onto campus. Professor Lane lets out an exasperated sigh as I enter the lecture hall. I do my best not to make direct eye contact with anyone as I shimmy toward the only empty seat in the lecture hall. As I settle in, I hear a familiar laugh. Someone's a little tardy to the party. Miss your alarm? Or did our favorite brooding Doberman reveals himself to actually be a yappy little chihuahua? I can't imagine Anthony as a chihuahua, no, but we did sit and enjoy some instant coffee together for a bit after I snoozed my alarm one too many times. Milo raises an eyebrow, a dumbfounded expression forming on his face. He gave you some that bitter burnt sludge, and you drank it? Willingly? Is everything alright in that dorm? Should I alert the authorities or something? I should have guessed that homebrew coffee wouldn't be Milo's cup of tea. I stifle a laugh at the thought. He's such a coffee snob. But he's a barista, isn't he? Not all of us have round-the-clock access to a $10,000 miracle machine, Milo. Besides, I certainly couldn't taste any sludge underneath the cream and sugar Anthony added. It wasn't a cafe quality latte, true, but he made the most out of what we had laying around the dorm. The gesture was sweet enough. Milo doesn't look convinced, but he drops the subject in favor of Professor Lane's lecture. I follow suit, jotting down notes on a fresh page in my loose leaf. The use of shadow or negative space can amplify the intensity of light in a painting's composition, true. This technique is called chiaroscuro. And is most strongly associated with the Baroque period. It's an Italian word. After I finish my classes for the day, I head over to the park near the edge of campus. Most people prefer to study at the cafe or the library. I'm a fan of those spots too, but sometimes they feel a little claustrophobic. The frenetic energy oozing from everyone can be overwhelming. There's a chill in the air today, which means that the park will be mostly empty. On days like this, I can imagine the park as a secret oasis only a small handful of students know the way to. I pull out my sketchbook, eager to try out some chiaroscuro style shading myself. It's like light and dark. Okay, that kind of like what it means. A quick scan of the area reveals my subject for the day, a majestically melancholic willow tree. As I make to put pencil to paper, I feel something brush against my leg. Ah! I jump from the bench. My sketchpad flies from my hand and thumps onto the grass. The sound triggers another. Some leaves rustling under the bench. A pigeon, maybe? Or a rabbit? I mean, I would believe more a pigeon than a rabbit. I don't know. Because, I'm saying this because rabbits do not get close to us. When they are on the wild, they do not get close to us at all. I lean down to investigate and find a cat. Yeah, a cat is more probable. Look for a collar. Examine the cat's posture. Make eye contact with the cat. I don't know, like sometimes they put like this type of choices and it's like you are not visualizing it. One thing is like, imagine they put it like a sprite of a cat in here and you would answer accordingly to what you were seeing. But when they put it like this, it's like, man, I don't know, I'm not seeing the cat. I don't know if I was going to look into his collar or just examine his posture or make eye contact with it. You know, just sure. Yeah, I know this, like, for instance, looking for a collar means that you're trying to see if he has an owner so you can contact or something. I know that he has, like, the thing is, like, we are talking about something that is very visual and you need to choose something that you are not seeing. It's like, okay, I don't know, make eye contact. I meet the cat's eyes. It doesn't look away. I can't make out the color of its eyes, even though I should be able to, at this distance. The little thing's ears lay flat against his head. Really? It seems less angry and more scared. I should try not to spook it. Oh, there we go with the psi psi. Like people, you that are in the US, I mean the ones that are in the US, do you do the psi psi? Because I know psi psi is an European kind of thing that we're doing here. And when I was in there, I never, ever heard an American calling a cat by psi psi. Never. So when I see these in the games, I'm like, what? Do you actually do it in there? Because everyone, like I had like 6 cats when I was in there. And everyone was just like kitty, 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 kitty. Like doing like this. They never heard them saying psi psi. And the person with whom I was during that time, he even said like, oh, you do psi psi? What is that? Like, so that's why I'm like, when I keep seeing like psi psi to call a cat, I'm like, yeah, we do that in here, but like in the US, I don't know, maybe you do it too? Yeah, I'm kind of like curious about this. So find something to bribe the cat with. Show your palm to the cat so he can just nibble, you know, so he can just bite us. Maybe. Okay, the most immediate and automatic thing that you do is like psi psi. Only one strategy springs to mind. I kneel down across from the cat and whisper to it the siren song of its own. Psi, psi, psi. The cat stares blankly at me. Psi, 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 psi. Its head tilts, the arc in its back hissing. I'm going to continue. Psi, 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 psi. The cat raises one paw and moves it forward, then the other paw moves and another. Soon it fully emerges from under the bench. The cat moves to me, intrigued by my strange noises. I pet the sweet thing a few times, letting it nuzzle into the palm before deciding to hover around the area. Bench now cat-free, I grab my sketch pad out of the ground and sit back down. Back to more important businesses, drawing a moody willow tree with some Baroque flair. It takes a minute to get in the zone, but before I know it, my pencil begins gliding along the surface of my sketchbook like the breeze against the willow leaves. At some point, the cat joins me on the bench. I welcome the company. I stay in that creative flow for who knows how long, until the breeze turns a little less gentle. The paper in my sketchbook wipes, I always need to think, wipes erratically as the wind buffets the tree. As if a curtain is being drawn, the willow's leaves part to reveal a figure lounging on a hefty branch near the tree's trunk. Is that Anthony? I hold my breath, willing the wind to pick up again. Sure enough, it's him. He's laying on the branch, one arm folded above his head and the other clutching something to his chest. I see gangly wires belonging to a pair of earbuds and a sports ball resting at the foot of the tree. He must be listening to some music on his phone. I can't help but wonder what genres he likes. Maybe something grungy? Rock, metal, alternative, or perhaps he's the type to listen to stuff no one would expect, like bubblegum pop. I don't know, bubblegum pop. I'm not a connoisseur of like music in a whole extent, so like bubblegum pop. Okay. I'm startled out of my reverie when a soft voice breaks through the wind song. Okay, it's Rylee. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I figure you heard me coming with all the leaves I crunched to get to the bench. Mind if I sit? Sure, it's as much your property as mine, and there's plenty of room for two. I scoot over a touch and move my backpack to the ground to give Rylee some space. The cat, as she all discovered, repositions herself onto my lap. Rylee smiles graciously before joining me on the bench. It's funny, sometimes I see you out here as I walk to class. I'm happy to have finally caught you when we're both free. Man, I kind of feel like this guy, he's so much trying to get in touch with us. Do you know when you see like someone is really, really, really trying to get near you? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know Rylee well yet, but I mean, we are partners. We need to know each other, right? That's the thing. I don't know Rylee well yet, but something about the way he tilts his head toward me and how he fiddles with his fingers creates an odd sense of calm within me. Weird, because Rylee looks almost ready to bolt away like a spooked gazelle. It's nice, it's all. I like to come out here for inspiration as well. The park is different every time you visit. The subtle yet energetic ebb and flow of nature, a whole society constantly shifting all around us, almost maddening, how nothing here is ever completely how you last left it. We are all in never-ending fluctuation. As artists, our job is to put the pin in the butterfly, to stop time, to halt change, to capture. That's like, I don't like to think that an artist is like putting a pin in the butterfly. I kind of understand what he's trying to say in here, but the visualization of it is like a bit disturbing. Do you understand? Rylee suddenly stops talking, a realization dawning on me. He hides his face in his hands. Oh gosh, I'm doing that pretentious artist rambling thing again. I really have to rein it in, sorry. Like, this guy leaves me like... I do not feel calm and quiet with this guy, as he, she, they are saying, whatever. I don't mind. I never gave much thought as to why I'm always drawn here, but your take on it makes a lot of sense. Thank you for being kind about it. It's still a jarring thing to do unsolicited. I'll work on it for next time. We sit in comfortable silence for a few moments, enjoying nature's never-ending fluctuations. Rylee glances over at my notebook. A figure study, I take it. Might be a stretch, calling a tree a figure. No, silly, I'm talking about the human person you drew, not the tree they are sitting on. We were drawing a person? I don't know. Oh, would you look at that? I did draw someone in the tree. Have you ever zoned out so hard you drew something and didn't realize it? Happens to me all the time, part of the fun of looking back through my drawings and discovering pieces I don't remember working on. Yeah, I'm not good with drawing. I'm not. But yeah, I knew some people that were kind of like these. They were really good with drawing and arts and all of it. And they would even feel like they needed to be attentive during the classes. They needed to be drawing to actually be paying attention to everything that was being said during the class. Yeah, it was insane. They would do like really good drawings, and they would be like, if I'm not drawing while I'm listening the classes, I'm not going to get nothing. So to be able to be attentive to the classes, they needed to be like drawing. It's like insane. We share an understanding giggle at that. Rylee opens his mouth to say something else when a high velocity object hits him square in the jaw. What? Ouch. What happened here? Rylee, are you okay? Where that soccer ball came from? Oh, it was a soccer ball, okay. My attention is equally split between trying to help Rylee pull himself back together and checking to see if my flying balls, if more flying balls are headed our way. Should we get you to a nurse? Your face is pretty red. Rylee is interrupted a second time. Sorry, you. Was it him? Rylee. Right, my bad. Got a bad angle on the ball. Swerve it somewhere. Anthony glances at Rylee's rapidly swelling face. Somewhere it wasn't supposed to go. We need to get some ice on you, like now, before your face swells up. Yeah, Bambi, I think you might be right. Mind leading the way? I think I'm starting to lose vision in my one eye. Oh my god. You'll be fine. Swelling shouldn't go down in a day or two if you're consistent with the ice. Let up though, and it might come back to bite you. Oh, okay, I see. Are you secretly majoring in medicine, Anthony? Nah, just get hit in the face more than most. Riley's mouth starts working like he's got a retort ready. You should... Hey, make a new friend? Anthony gestures toward my feline companion. I think we've built a nice rapport, yeah? Yeah, cool, cats are cool, chill, mellow fellows. Stinging, why won't it stop stinging? I mentally facepalm. Rylee needs help. Wow, you guys know what time it is? Infirmary time. Bye, Anthony. Maybe put the ball away for today. I give the cat a few last screeches before helping Rylee to the infirmary. After getting Rylee some medical attention and suffering through my evening class, I finally arrive back at my home base for the semester. As I open the door, I'm greeted by the familiar musk of greasy food and the droning static of a talking head coming from the TV. Oh hey, welcome back. There's some takeout in the fridge I didn't finish if you're hungry. Anthony calls out from the kitchen. He's hunched over the table back facing me, fiddling with something. Ordinarily, I'll say your leftovers are your problem, but I'm still a little hungry, even after nabbing some food on campus. I make my way over to the kitchen, fetching the to-go box from the fridge and popping it into the microwave. 1 minute and 30 seconds should do the trick. As the machine's warm light turns on and starts humming, I turn to face Anthony. These are... How should I put it? What you have in here... Okay, I tell you these things because I study literature and things like that. What you have in here are paragraphs, not sentences to be one after the other. You have paragraphs in here. If it's a paragraph, you need to put like on the next one the rest, you know, like not... those are paragraphs. You cannot put on the same one. You know? I know I'm picky with these kind of things, but these are things that I kind of tend to notice, you know. Who has relocated to the living room back once again turned to me. Did someone accidentally hit you in the face with a soccer ball too? As if I'll never let myself get so engrossed in a conversation that I completely miss a projectile flying right for me. It depends. I once took like with a basketball right on my face, and I was like bleeding from my nose all over. And it's not that I was distracted, it's just that it came from one of the sides and you're like, you know, it's too much fast. A light bulb hums to life in my mind. I grab one of the takeout menus of the fridge and fashion it into a crude paper airplane. With the silent grace of an assassin, I launch my weapon at Anthony. It's a direct hit, right in the jugular. Anthony winces as his hand shoots up to cover his neck and cranes his head to glance at me. Nice shot, sharpshooter. Didn't think you had it in you, and point taken. In this position, I can see that he's got a dirty cloth in his hands. There's a shape of something underneath it. Gonna share what's got you so focused over there? I wasn't planning on it, no. The microwave beeps loudly. I sigh to myself, spinning around to grab the remnants of Anthony's dinner and join him on the sofa. He shuffles, eyes darting in the direction of his room before landing back on me. Might have been smarter to have done this in my room. I was trying not to freak you out. Don't freak out, okay? It's just a prop. That's totally for sure not an ominous thing to say, but I'll do my best. I still myself as Anthony removes the cloth to reveal a gun. That's a gun. Yep, like I said, it's not real or anything. Replicas sometimes looks realer than the real thing nowadays. Okay. Another thing that is different, like in Europe, is very rare for you to see a gun. While you go to the US and you go to a supermarket and you have guns in there, okay, because we have different types of thinking and laws and all of it. So, like, the reaction that you would get probably from a person from here reading this, and the reaction from a person reading this in the US would probably be different. Because for us, like, someone just, oh, I have a gun in here. You would be like, what? You have a gun? Like, how to put it? You cannot even own or carry a gun in here unless you pass like a restrictive type of you need to have like a real license, okay? You need to pass by an exam that it goes by the police, and it goes by the internet administrative thing, you know, like you need a lot of things unless it's like an illegal type of gun. And even if like someone just brings you like a gun that is like illegal, you are going to be like, where did you got that, dude? Like, where? Even if it's like illegal. So the type of reaction that you get from a person in here and the person, like, for instance, in the US, is going to be like totally different. Okay. Okay. I got it from the film department for a project, a personal thing. Directed study. Professor Eleanor's helping me out. Perfectly harmless to you. I can make sure you don't see it again though. Fake or not, I know this kind of stuff can make people not feel safe. You are safe here, for the record. That's not something you should worry about. Well, that's the thing, you know, that I felt with. That's why I was like, I think I'm going to do Anthony. Which is like, you know, when you kind of feel like that person might actually be able to protect you in a certain way too, because you know, like, this is like, so in a way it's like kind of like sociopathic. I don't know how to put it, but it's like, you know that he already killed or injured or done something. So at the same time, this person is dangerous, but at the same time, you kind of feel like this person can actually probably protect me better than someone that never even touched a gun or dealt with blood. Or do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, this is like so awkward for you to actually consider in your mind, but at the same time you kind of get like this type of awkward feeling inside of you. I don't know. I don't have any reasons to think otherwise, but things. So you borrowed a prop gun. I'm curious, why do you have it here? Thought it will be rude to return it so dirty, see? He holds up the piece of cloth. Black stains discolor the otherwise white sheet. Soot collects inside, can damage the gun if you leave it sit in there too long. But it's supposed to be a fake one, right? Like, awkward. That thing actually shoots enough to look realistic. It's no gun expert, so I'm no gun expert, so I take Anthony at his word. Honestly, the gun is making me a bit nervous. I rack my brain for a topic change. Anthony covers the gun with a cloth again and wordlessly heads to his room. I relax into the couch. TV broadcast. 1080 2nd Street. The victim, who has yet to be identified. Anthony re-enters our common space. Can't eat? Oh, the leftovers. I should eat some. Oh, hopefully it hasn't gone cold. I think as I bring a forkful to my mouth. See, like, the transition in here. This is like a thought that our character is having. Oh, the leftovers. I should eat some. Hopefully it hasn't gone cold. Stop here. Because now is a narration kind of thing. It's not a thought, it's a narration kind of thing. I think as I bring a forkful to my mouth. Do you understand these picky things that I have? It's like, but when I'm reading, like, this kind of messes with my mind. TV broadcast. Three wounds in the chest area. Police believe came from gunfire. The investigation remains ongoing. The food is ice on my tongue. I barely manage to resist the urge to spit out the cold cardboard rice in my mouth. Contestant number 1. Behind one of these 3 curtains is a new car. Can you guess which? Want me to hit that back up? Oh, sure. Probably should have left it in there longer to start with. If it got cold that quick. Anthony drops off the reheated leftovers and leaves me alone with the TV. A game show lights up the screen. Anthony must have changed the channel. That was kind of him. Hearing about all the misfortune I was lucky to avoid on any given day makes me go nutty after a while. I try my best. Yeah, I don't like to hear news because of that too. Like, I have moments where I feel like I need to see the news because I need to know what's going on in the world. But sometimes it's just like too much. And you're like, man, anyway. I try my best to focus on the charismatic show host. Anything to take my mind off guns and murder. Eventually I crawl into bed, but once again sleep rests just out of my grasp. Anthony's fake gun, the news broadcast, even Rylee coming over to join me in the park, I can't stop feeling this sensation of danger lurking around every corner. My nerves are wound up so tight I might just explode. I start to feel lightheaded, and my room seems especially cramped. All of a sudden, I head to the kitchen to grab some water. It's dark as I make my way through the hall. Before I reach the kitchen, I notice something odd. Why do I hear metal clicking against metal? Almost like someone is trying to break the lock to the front door. I carefully treat toward the noise. Sorry. My hand fumbles against the wall for the common room light. Got it. In an instant, the room is illuminated, and the sight that greets me is the last thing I expect to see. Anthony sits in a chair in the middle of the space, hands handcuffed behind him. Wait, that can't be right. You are kind of sneaky when you want to be. Not that I didn't hear you coming. Your footsteps are light and a little hesitant, like you almost want to double-check each step you take. I don't think I know how to respond to anything happening right now. Anthony cracks a smile at that. Sorry, I wanted to say something, but I couldn't figure out what. Or if I should say anything at all, though speaking up in the dark might make things worse. I think you're onto something there. I probably would have screamed so loud one of our neighbors would feel compelled to call the police. To help me or to just file a noise complaint, I can't say. The girl in 212B terrifies me. Though I gotta ask, what exactly is going on here? Handcuffing yourself in the dark is a little odd, you have to admit. No argument from me, couldn't sleep, insomnia, had a lot on my mind tonight. The handcuffs helped me think, the lockpicking part, specifically the cuffs, forced me to confront the issue, work out a solution. Yeah. So he kind of feels like it's like some kind of puzzle kind of thing. Keeps his mind occupied. It's sort of meditative. Anthony pauses for a bit. I decide that my roommate is a little strange. Wanna give it a try? I don't think we would be able to get out of that. Is that an invitation because you have something in mind? You know what? Why not? I'm a little delirious and willing to try anything at this point. Yeah, I really do feel like the text in here, even the conversations that they have, it feels more like we are a dude. I've been feeling this for a really long time, and it feels more like we are a dude and not the girl. I don't know how to... It's like, maybe because I'm a woman and I feel like we would actually talk in a different way. I don't know. But wait, you're still trapped in there. Not for long, I've solved both issues. Anthony is true to his word. Within seconds, he frees himself from the cuffs. He gets up from the chair and gestures toward it. Your turn. As Anthony fastens the handcuffs to my wrist, the gravity of what I just agreed to hits me like a semi-truck. A wave of unadulterated panic washes over me. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is not panic. You're going all bug-eyed on me. Try not to do that. I'm feeling lightheaded again. Actually, Anthony, I think I'm gonna head back to the bed and try listening to one of those 10-hour thunderstorm videos. Don't be a baby, you'll be fine. Here's your lockpick. Is this a paperclip? You're a real genius, Bambi. You'll break out in no time. He pulls up the other chair in the dorm and sits down right behind me. Feel for an opening at the top of the cuff. Stick the pick in there and shimmy it around. It's shimmy or shimmy? I don't know. That's it? You're not gonna walk me through this? I could explain the mechanics to you, sure, but it wouldn't help. Trust your instincts. All you gotta do is listen to how the lock mechanism responds to what you're doing. Take what the lock gives you and adjust your technique accordingly. I can feel the chill of goosebumps behind my neck. Every lock is slightly different, so there isn't one catch-all solution I can tell you. It's different every time, so you have to learn to solve the puzzle by feeling it out. I've got no choice but to do as Anthony says. The task proves more difficult than it needs to be because my hands won't stop shaking. Anthony places his hands on top of mine. Breathe. Try to relax. You are not in a rush. You've got the lockpick ready. Now try different angles until you feel a shift in the lock. For a short while, the two of us sit in silence as I fiddle with the lock. What are you thinking about? You're working through whatever's keeping you up, right? Kind of. It's hard to take my attention off the lock. Makes sense. You're a beginner. Tell me about it while you work. I can't bring myself to bring the truth up, but if the man wants a rant he shall receive. Well, there's this guy in my evening class. we are grouped up together for a lab and he just won't do any work. It's super frustrating because he knows that I care enough about my grade to cover for him so that he doesn't drag me down with him. Yes, sometimes you have like those types of people. You do. Guy's a lich, and all his name brand clothes he likes to show off are dupes. Something metal drops to the floor. Well, you did it. Congratulations, Bambi. You picked your first lock. Holy, I picked a lock. I picked the lock of a pair of handcuffs with a paper clip. I can contain my enthusiasm. I spring off the floor in excitement. Anthony's grin is as big as I've ever seen it. Shame we couldn't solve your lich problems. Who cares about him? I don't want to spend any more time thinking about it. I do want to think about how cool that just was. Anthony laves more praise on me, and eventually we both retire to our rooms. For a while, I'm too wired to even think about sleep, but once the winner's high wears off, I finally drift off. You know, this is kind of messy when you think about it. Like, this guy is trying to show us how to open a handcuff. But this is actually not bad. Like, a guy that would actually want to hurt us would not be showing us a way to get released from a handcuff. Have you thought about this? It kind of makes you think. They would actually do the reverse thing, not actually show us how to get free from it. So it was kind of awkward that he wanted us to get handcuffed, but then he gave us something that is not actually bad. It's amazing what a good night of sleep can do for a person. I definitely needed that after everything that's happened the past few days. I also need the mug of coffee Anthony left me on the kitchen counter. The eggs and bacon are a nice touch too. Additionally, the fact that the 2 sunny side-up eggs and pieces of bacon formed the dope smile face sealed this morning as one of the greats. My roommate also left me a little note reminding me that skipping breakfast is bad. I tossed that little tidbit into the trash bin before heading out to class. Oh, you even put it on the trash. The day's slate of classes were nothing to write home about. Not too boring, but nothing spectacular either. With classes out of the way, I begin making my way across the quad to retreat to my green oasis in the park. En route, I spot the guy I dubbed the leech last night. We make eye contact and my stomach sinks as he bounds over to me. Yo, art chart, we gotta talk. There are a million things I'd rather be doing, is what I want to say. What actually comes out is... shoot, I guess. The leech's eyes rapidly scan our surroundings. If I didn't know him, I'll think he was nervous. Wait a second. Oh no, there's no way. He's not gonna. I'll split the stupid lab assignments with you, okay? I think my lucky stars that the worst case scenario didn't just play out. But wait, what did he just say? You what? You deaf now? I said I'll help out and stuff. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, message received. Good. Now go tell your little motorcycle boyfriend to lay off of me. Got it. Motorcycle boyfriend. The leech rolls his eyes and smacks his tongue against the roof of his mouth. It really feels like, even like this part with the leech. Yes, I keep feeling like the way the conversation is handled is very much like We Are a Guy. I'm sorry to tell you, but I constantly feel that. Man, I freaking did what he told me to do. I don't gotta deal with your brain damage. I'll see you in class. We got a truce there now. I can only watch as the leech stomps away. Why is everyone being weird around me? And honestly, if you are developing a game, I'm saying this, but I'm not, how to put it? I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the game. Because in reality, in truth, if you are building a game that wants to reach 3 types of people, you know, it's very hard. So you kind of need to use a more neutral kind of thing. But I'm not, I don't know, I'm not actually feeling it very neutral. I'm actually feeling it more like a guy. I don't know how to tell. It's like, it feels like a guy a lot of times. Yeah, I kind of feel like that. But what I want to say is that it's hard for you to build something like that. That can be very neutral. Apparently, I said that last part out loud as I get a response. A mew from the cat I befriended yesterday. I gave him a few good pats before setting down my backpack to fetch something special for the sweet girl. I made sure to prepare a little bag of dried fruits last night, just in case I ever run into my park buddy again. Bag of dried fruits? She gobbles up the fruit, stuffing the last few pieces into her mouth before scampering off. I never had a cat that actually liked good fruit, to be honest. As I finished up a homework assignment in the park, my phone buzzes. A text from Anthony. He's asking me to meet him in the quad. Easy enough, the park isn't too far from the quad anyway. A few minutes later, there I am, waiting on the curb on the road leading to campus. I hear it before I see it. An almost painfully loud rumbling gets closer and closer as the owner of the sound finally comes into view. A motorcycle pulls up next to me, midnight black and twinkling. The rider, face obscured by a helmet, opens a compartment on the bike and offers me a near identical helmet. I motion to the rider to take off his helmet. This is definitely Anthony. I don't know anyone else who dresses like the man in front of me, but we need to have a chat first. The rider does as asked, gingerly removing the helmet obscuring his face. Hey, you showed up for a little ride around town? Nice bike, and maybe I am. One of the first things I bought and paid for on my own dime, a real mechanical masterwork. And maybe isn't a yes. Correct, so I take it you're the one the leech called my motorcycle boyfriend. Anthony's brows shoot straight up as his eyes widen. It takes him a bit to utter the word he's clearly confused by. Boyfriend? That's what he said. Thou once got a colorful vocabulary, that's for sure. So you talked to him, got him to magically change his mind about being, well, a leech. Yeah, pretty much. I ran into him, got mad, said my piece, and he understood me perfectly. Right. You know what? I won't ask. Thanks for having my back. Whatever you said to him really worked. I owe you a solution to your problem, didn't I? Just following through. Did you owe us something? I don't know. He pauses, looking over his shoulder in what I want to say is bashfulness, but it's hard to tell with Anthony. Great, sappy time over. Now can you grab onto my back and throw this helmet on? The two of us race around town on Anthony's motorcycle, holding his waist tightly. I crane my head to the side to watch the buildings pass by in a blur. We seem to be gaining elevation. Anthony's pressure on the gas pedal steadily increases, forcing me to hold on tighter. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just I cannot stop. I cannot stop looking into this game as more like a he or they kind of game. I would not. And honestly, I would probably prefer if they would just refer it like that. I would not put the she in here because the type of talking, the type of approaching a woman in certain aspects, it wouldn't be like this. It's just, it feels awkward to me to be thinking about, and this is going to be like, it's not a negative, it's me just saying I can only look at this game not as an otome game. Otome, it's actually otome, not otome is how we kind of westernize the word. Then like an LGBT type of game, or a BL type of game, you know, because the type of conversation, even like living together and sharing the same room apparently, and like doing the laundry and stuff like that, it's just, there are things in here that I can only see the protagonist actually more as like a male guy. Like, I wouldn't even say they, like more like a guy in here, honestly. Like the way it is approached and all of it feels too much like a guy. Like in a situation like this where you're just like taking a girl on a motorcycle or something, as a man you would act in a more, I don't know, gentleman kind of way. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's a natural thing. It's an instinct thing. I'm not saying this because, oh, you don't have to say like that. There are like girls that are like tomboys or something. It's not that. It's not that. It's just, it's an instinct thing. Like if you ever studied like biology and things like that, it's the type of response, like answer that a guy has towards a girl. It's a psychological and biology kind of thing that they kind of treat us with a certain care. It's instinct, intuition, instinct. You cannot do it in another way. And the way they did the writing in here, do not try to fool us. This is like a guy. Okay, this is like, I feel like the protagonist in here mostly is a guy. But as I said, I'm not trying to criticize the developers. You know, I'm not. What I'm trying to say in here is that it is really hard to approach like he and she and they in the same way. And as I'm playing, I'm really feeling during the whole game that this feels a lot by scenarios, conversation, everything, a lot like this is a guy that we have as a protagonist. Even the responses, like the answers that we keep giving, it feels more like a guy type of answer. You seem to be gaining elevation. Anthony's pressure on the gas pedal steadily increases, forcing me to hold on tighter. Like even like putting handcuffs and stuff like that. Like it's an instinct thing. Guys do not do it like just like that. Or they want to be or they want you to be just submissive and just do it. Or they will be kind of like gentle when approaching that kind of thing. Do you understand? I don't know how to put it in another way. While when you have like two guys, they are kind of fine with it. They're like, it's different. And it's more like you saw in here. It's more like, yeah, just put the handcuffs. Yeah, just put the helmet and go on the bike. You know, like it's more like And I'm feeling this, like this thing. I'm just feeling it. Maybe you have like a different type of opinion. Let me tell you this, you have a different type of opinion. I accept it, okay? I'm just telling you what I've been feeling about the gameplay in itself. Not trying to criticize, okay? Just giving my opinion about it. Anthony's solid. I can feel the way his core muscles flex to hold him steady on the bike. Like, even these, as a woman, you would even feel like a bit more shy about touching the muscles and stuff like that. I mean, you could be more forward. I am the more forward type of girl, but even being forward, you kind of feel like I'm like just putting my hands on this guy's muscles and stuff like that. It's you know. It's a little dizzying, but I'm saved as the motorcycle finally comes to a halt. I hop off the bike, eager to put a bit of distance between us for a second. We've arrived at the cliff edge overlooking the college town below. You can see our campus clearly from here too. Anthony sat down in some grass, leaning back against the bike. His feet dangle over the overlook. I join him, sitting cross-legged, so I don't accidentally take a tumble down the large hill. See that building next to the old administrative office? There's a window. 2 of them, really. 3 floors up, 5 away from the leftmost one. He pauses. The light's on. She's home. My sister, Eleanor, she worries about me. Oh, okay. I don't know how to reassure her. I try to give her space, let her do her job, but I worry too. She tells me not to, but I can't help it. Yeah, because this is the thing. You know, that eternal thing of like women being from Venus and guys being from Mars. You know, so yeah, that's why I keep like having this constant feeling with the game too. It's like there's something going on here. But it's funny the comment that he makes about his sister. It's like apparently we cannot like understand each other like so well. I come up here to worry. We eat dinner together sometimes. I stay with her when she cries in her room. Sometimes I wait for her to turn off the lights and tuck in for the night. Out here I can be a sentry, make sure she's safe. He shakes his head, trying to slot off his reverie. Sorry, I brought you here so you could enjoy the view. It's fine, Anthony, you're fine. I can keep you company while you worry. We sit like that until the sun fully retreats from the horizon. I don't know what to make of the evening, but I feel closer to Anthony, and I think he feels more comfortable with me too. We get back to our dorm late, each of us heading to our own dens of respite. I flop on my bed, pop in my headphones, and play some music. My Jan shish is interrupted by the sound of the front door clicking open. I jump out of bed. Anthony's mentioned doing a grocery run soon. There's some stuff I wanted to add to our list. I almost trip over myself trying to hustle to the door to catch my roommate in time. Anthony, where are you headed? Grocery run? It's late. Grocery stores closed. I've got a meeting with my study group. Don't wait up or anything. You know how these sessions can drag on. I'll try to be more quiet when I come back. Sure, have fun. Hope your brain doesn't explode. A faint smile, just the smallest turn of his lips. Thanks. At that, Anthony leaves the dorm. I decide to chill in the living room when I realize I forgot to put up a package in the mailroom on the first floor. I throw on some sweats for the journey, but there's one small issue. The door is stuck. It won't open. The locks aren't on, yet it feels like there's a lock holding the door shut. This is crazy. Am I stuck in here? Is Anthony gonna be able to get in or get me out? After pacing around the common area, I decide to kill time by watching some mindless late night TV. Anthony's gotta be coming back soon, right? So thank you for playing the demo. If you haven't already, please consider supporting us on Kickstarter or wishlisting the game on Steam. You will be sent back to the main menu in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So, how to put it? I didn't dislike it. I actually enjoyed playing the game. I had a moment in there where I thought, is this going to have like a really bad translation or something like that? And honestly, I do not yet know. Let me see. I do not yet know if this is like an English one. I don't know. I would have to like see the developer and stuff like that to be completely certain. Yeah, I don't know. But as I was saying, I liked it, but I honestly feel like I need to, for me, I need to have the mindset that I'm playing a BL in here, honestly. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do this. I cannot think of the protagonist as a woman. I honestly cannot. Like in the beginning with our childhood friend, I was kind of feeling it. Why? Because you have like that type of affection that friends kind of have. But while doing anything else, I started feeling a lot that I was a guy. How to put it? I was not a girl. I was a guy. So yeah, that's my thoughts about the game. My own opinion, as I said. But totally fine. I liked the game. I actually quite liked it, and I recommend it. The text box was good. The font was good, and it's hard for me to get that. And the game could had a bit more. How to put it? There were a lot of moments where I felt like, what's going on in here? Like, you don't want to put a lot of descriptions, but where I felt like it needed a bit more of a description in there, which is usually what I complain about. Like, Western visual novels usually have a ton of description, and it's just like narration in there, narration. And with this one, it was good that I didn't have that, but sometimes I felt like it was lacking the description a bit earlier, and we only had got the information before. And I felt like, what's going on? Okay, I see it. It's this. So yeah, I think the game is totally fine. It's recommendable. Sure, you can play it. Do not come, I will say it again, do not come with the mindset of an otome game in here, though. I do not feel that you should come in here with a mind of an otome game. Try to feel it more like I would say more a BL type, not even an LGBT one. I would say more like a BL one. But that's me, okay? Well, thank you very much for staying in there, and I'll see what I'll bring the next time. Thank you.